What's up, Minus the Blueprint? This your girl, Shay.
And Franny. Hey, everyone.
And we have a special guest today.
Whoop, whoop.
We want to introduce Sean Preston, owner of Yaktown Don't Back Down.
Hey.
This episode, we're going to be talking about masculinity. A few episodes back, we had the opportunity to talk about our, I hate this word. I struggle with it, but our feminine energy. So now we wanted to, give the fellas a chance to talk about the struggles with their masculine energy and things like that. What was you going to say?
Yeah, no, I just wanted Sean to give a little plug to Yaktown Back Down. Don't Back Down? Sorry. Yaktown Don't Back Down.
Hey, she's not from Pontiac.
And just talk about your, your organization, what you do.
So yeah, Yaktown Don't Back Down is a clothing brand based in Pontiac. We also have a website, it's yaktowndon'tbackdown.com. Our mission is to inspire, people from Pontiac and around the world. We have a lot of our pieces have like affirmations, like we have the Gardens Grow Silently line. Our newest line is with growth comes healing. Yeah, and we just do a lot. We do a lot. I don't want to, make it about me, but thank y'all.
I
want to
say one more thing because I feel like he kind of playing it small a little bit. When I think about Pontiac, I think about Yaktown Don't Back Down.
Hey.
Right? He's super involved in the community. Even what he was saying, his different lines and things like that, is all inspirational to uplift the community. So let's not just say it's just a clothing line. It's more than that. It's a movement.
I appreciate it.
I think you found a marketing manager because she.
Right.
No. You have events too. You just did an open mic.
I had an open mic here last night. I let people rent the space as well if they want to come, and host their own events, whether it be a book signing, pop-up shop, things of that nature. But yeah, it's a lot going on.
Yeah, let's just uplift it like it should be. You've been in the community a long time doing your part, so giving you your flowers now.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
For sure. So thanks for hopping on this episode with us.
Thank you for
sure.
having me.
We're excited about the topic, so I know Shay wanted to introduce it. And
I know I was premature, my bad. I was like, let me get into the topic.
You're
right. So like I said before, we had the opportunity in season 1 to talk about our feminine energy, and we thought, let's get the fellas a chance to talk about their masculine energy and some of the struggles that they face within that.
And June is Men's Mental Health Month, so I think this is like the
Shout
perfect, the perfect time.
Yeah.
To talk about it. All right, so what do you want to start with, Shay?
Not only that, it's also Father's Day in June.
Yeah,
so
Father's Day is tomorrow.
Yes, happy Father's Day to all the
man.
And it is like the most underrated holiday.
It is. We was talking about this yesterday on the pod. Like Mother's Day, y'all get he went to Jared. Commercials, y'all get just a rollout. Like we just get the socks, drawers, and t-shirt commercials.
Do y'all need them?
And have a good day.
Do y'all need them? No.
We do. But
we know y'all ain't gonna buy for yourself. So look, you get abundance.
I think that's a marketing ploy because most men. We was just saying this yesterday. Most men, like we real simple. Like it.
Yeah.
It don't really take a lot, to please us. Well, I'm speaking for myself, but yeah, we real simple.
In all areas too, not even just, like that's all I hear is men are just simple creatures. You don't have to do too much. So that leads us into our discussion. Sorry, I'm passing it back to Shay because this is really.
Yeah, I wanted to piggyback off that too. Even with the simple, like in a relationship with a man, like, I'm just simple. What does that actually mean? To be honest with you, because you want to do more, and then you get, I'm just simple.
I don't know how deep y'all want to get, but.
Go deep, dive in it.
Simple is like, it's really like we really just want to do whatever you willing to do and want to do. Like, we cool with whatever. Like, it's not like we need a bear, some flowers, some chocolates. All that stuff is cool. Like, we could say like match the energy that we give to y'all, but at the same time, we simple and we cheap. Like you could take us to Applebee's. We can get half off appetizers, a couple drinks, and we can go back home.
Applebee's if you want a promo.
That's how I am. I'm simple.
I hear that. I've seen it, but also like when you keep. So I don't know if you're a man that like goes. I don't want to say overboard, but is a very much like on display about their love, like does big things, grand gestures for your wife. But is it like a tit for tat thing? Like once you keep doing and doing, and you see your girl is just getting you boxers and socks. Like, are you like, well, damn,
In
girl?
some cases, I've heard that it is a tit for tat.
Yeah.
Like we was talking about this yesterday. Like the culture has become, people have been feeling like they the prize, or I'm the prize in their relationship, or she's the prize. But in reality, like we both of each other's presence.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
So like I need you as much as you need me, and the whole tit for tat thing to me is toxic behavior. I feel like it just isn't needed in a relationship. Like if I'm doing something for you, I'm doing it, not expecting anything in return. Does that answer your question?
It does.
All
It
right.
does. It does. Because I dated a guy that was like, well, men are the prize because, men.
I don't like that narrative, bro. Like
Because men are the ones that choose, like they propose, right? So they're the ones that get to choose. Suppose, and this isn't me saying it, right? This is just how he explained that they're the prize, right?
Yeah.
Men are the leaders. They're the ones that have to like guide your family into, wealth or whatever direction.
it's some truth in that, but it's just like the whole pride. I think he need to use a better term.
How you word
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
like,
that's how you word it.
It's we need each other. Like we need each other to coexist.
For sure.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think take it back. Oh, were you gonna?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, what do you believe, or how do you define masculinity, and how has that changed as women progress in business and being more independent? How should men show up? I guess that's
Supportive.
a two-part question.
We're gonna start with the ending of the question, and I'm gonna need you to like go back to the top.
No problem.
But
I got it.
as women become more independent, whether it be in business or whatever field that they're in, it's just our role as men in general just to be supportive. Like, all right, if you selling hot dogs, I'm gonna put the ketchup and the mustard on there. If you
I like that.
if you want to open a daycare, I'm gonna open the transportation service. I'm gonna go get the kids and bring them to the daycare. It's all in just finding your place in whatever she's doing, and not having an ego to feel like, oh, just because she's doing this, she's more masculine than I am. It's just all this whole feminine energy versus masculine energy. I feel like it's just the ego thing. Like most men are stuck in their egos, and they not allowing themselves to just truly just be servants and supportive of the women in their lives.
So how does one overcome that? I think that sometimes it's a characteristic trait, right? So if they believe in gender roles, they believe that, hey, I'm supposed to do this, or they feel less than that woman, that's where a lot of that comes up.
What it is, to answer your question, one is self-reflection and conversation. Like if you able to have that, because I went through this myself. Like I had to really like self-reflect and then have open and honest conversations. Like just because this person, like we was just saying, like just because this person wants to go out and be in business and do different things, that don't make you less of a man. And I just feel like that's what's happening. Like the ego, everything is ego driven. Like it's just a thing of pride. Like the man gets the plate first conversation. Like most people, they be like, you a simp, bro. You a simp because you don't get the plate first in your house. I'm like, bro, I didn't. It's enough food here for everybody.
Right.
Like it don't matter who eat first. We all gonna eat.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
You did.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. So, being that that's where your state of mind is right now, so how was masculinity or modeled for you, like growing up? What did you see?
My uncles.
80s baby, right?
No, I'm a 90s baby.
Ooh, he a little young.
Yeah, my uncles.
Little bro.
Okay.
I was born in 90.
So that doesn't count.
Yeah. My uncles, I had 6 uncles, 1 brother. My dad had 2 brothers, but let me see. One of my uncles was married. He's still married to his wife. Another one of my uncles, you know, he had serious relationships. But all of my uncles was players. And when I say players, I mean it wasn't on a part where they disrespected women. I always seen them treat women right. So that's the model that I had growing up. Like, if I talked to a lot of girls, it wasn't, oh no, I'm gonna disrespect you. It was all love. Like, and I believe, like, in high school, like, that worked. Like, women appreciate honesty. But
Sure.
I don't want to go too far into the playerisms, but yeah,
and that's another topic within
yeah,
itself.
yeah. But those were my role models. My role models was, I always seen women treated respectfully. I always seen my brother take care of any girl that he was with. He always, I was always with him, you know. So he always treated her well. You know, I seen, like, we'd go out to the mall. He'd buy her something. They would laugh, joke. You know, he would get to know these women. So yeah, those are my examples when it came to women growing up. Did I answer your question?
You did, and it's gonna take. I'm gonna ask a question that's probably gonna go somewhere else, and it's probably not even relevant or related. But now my mind is wondering, because I saw a video yesterday, which I won't go into, because I have to share it with Shay first. But so in saying that you saw them, like, with multiple women, like, at the same time, as far as, like, almost polygamy, like they were in different relationships with women. Yeah. So that was your model. And
it wasn't more so, like, I guess you could call it poly, but they was just dating. You know,
So they wasn't married.
They wasn't married.
Okay.
Like, my
So you
uncle
kinda-
had 1 wife.
Okay.
Yeah, but, like, you know, I just seen them. You know, one of my uncles, boom, he'll pop up at Easter. He'll show up with one, and then 4th of July come, he got another one.
And you just roll with it.
Hey, but he treating them right though.
Yeah.
He
Hey,
treating them
auntie.
right.
Yeah.
And like that was. Am I answering your question?
You are.
You
So
are.
respect, multiple relationships. Did you see? No. And then, like, as far as, because I'm not sure, like, what your houshhold composition was when you grew up.
My mother and father, they weren't together.
Okay.
Yeah, they weren't together at all. Yeah, so my mother and father, they weren't together when I was growing up. But my mom, she didn't have multiple boyfriends around me.
Okay.
My dad, he didn't have multiple women around me, but I just knew, like, that he had, you know, different relationships.
Right.
But
okay.
yeah, because thinking back, like, he didn't really bring nobody around me, but I'm an adult now. I'm like, he was doing something.
Right.
1 + 1 got to equal 2.
Yeah, but my family dynamic, they weren't together.
Okay, and I guess I was gonna ask that to lead into, like, okay, did you see, like, your father in a leadership role and your mom being submissive, and you know how everyone wants the households to be now, or most men, you know?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. But my dad, like I said, he was just smooth, like cool, like making women laugh. He was a jokester,
Okay.
you know. So that's where I got it from.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been focusing on, like, how you show up in relationships, but how did you get that leadership quality? You know, you said, hey, you saw them treat, you know, women right and things like that, but what about, you know, your involvement with the community? Because you were in the church, you were doing a lot of things prior to that. So what led you to that path? And more so leadership roles. You always, to me, in my opinion, but dealing with you, you have always excelled up and wanted to be seen. You're not a person that's take the back seat.
I'm trying to get there though, taking the back seat. But I think my leadership qualities started when I was a kid, cause, like, I always wanted to be like a performer.
Okay.
I always wanted to be in the arts. Like, I was like most black kids, like that, like Michael Jackson. Like, I used to love to dance like Mike, act like Mike. I won a talent show in kindergarten. First place being Michael Jackson.
We'll put a clip up of that.
Yeah. And from there, like that's where it started. Like, just always being in those type of roles. Like, I was in theater,
Yeah.
as a kid.
Did that push come from like your mom more or your
Nah,
dad, or it's just
it was just
you?
me.
Okay.
It was just me. As an adult, let me see. I go to my teenage years. Teenage, I always people gonna always say this. They gonna always say, always knew I was special. I always knew I was different. But I did though. I did because I just remember man, man, there's more to life than what we seeing every day.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I don't know where the spark for the community started. I know I was in church and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember I think I had went to this event. I always wanted to be involved, but I went to this event. It was called Transform Pontiac Now, and they was doing a lot of community work. You know, they had invited us to rap, but they was having park cleanups, stuff like that, and that's really where it all began for me. As far as the community involvement.
What about your circle? Like your circle of friends, do they embody the same characteristics of what we deem masculine or what we deem leadership qualities or anything like that? And if they don't, how do you fit in that circle when you value something different?
I'm trying to think, cause I was really a anomaly, you know, I got
The
my
chosen one.
No, I got my first apartment when I was 19. You know, I was married by 21. I had my first daughter when I was 21. So I was really the one that was really setting the standard. I didn't really have no role models and during that time. So it was
so
they was almost looking to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You were looking to your uncles or
Yeah.
your brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So what happens when it doesn't mesh? Have you had to remove yourself from a friendship because the way that they chose to live their life or how they show up as a man wasn't in correlation of what you believed in?
I think in those
Basically, I want to do men hold men accountable for their actions.
Yeah.
What did that look like?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. But sometimes I ain't gonna even cap to y'all. Sometimes men hold men accountable. Sometimes men don't say nothing. And then sometimes life just works itself out. In my case, majority of the time, life just happened.
Yeah.
And we just ended up not being as close as we was. You get what I'm saying?
I do. Would you call that more of a backseat role? All right, we just gonna let life happen, but it's just we not rocking the way we used to rock because I don't believe in that. Instead of saying, you know what, the way you moving is not.
Correction, yeah. If I see my girl, and I mean, it happens less with women, but if you ain't seeing your kids, if you're not paying child support, be yo, bro, you gotta be better.
Yeah.
You're raising a human.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't really have too many friends like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's important because your circle matter, right?
Yeah. And then I call so many. This is another thing that I had to do over time. I use the word bro. That's my man's way too much. Somebody that's my man's, my bro. That's somebody I talk to every day. That's somebody that know what I'm going through. They know my family. I was using that word way too much, right? So looking back, it may be some people who I might have called my bro, my mans, that may not have been taking care of their kids and doing what they supposed to do.
They just not. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Because I've been around men, and I'm just how come you ain't fixing that? I've had a friend that was in an abusive relationship, and literally one day this guy dragged her in the middle of the street, and it was nothing but men on the street. Not one man said something.
Anything.
No,
that happens a lot.
That's crazy.
That happens a lot.
Crazy.
Most circles of men, I'm gonna be honest. The accountability factor is real low.
That's horrible.
And I hate to say that.
So not out of fear, because of course, I'm sure. No, well, I don't want to say I'm sure, but
some people just be it ain't my business, or I can use this as an example. Like, you got a sister, and she got a nigga that he trash. But you go over there and beat him up, and then 2 weeks later, she right back with him.
I get that, but if you see someone
In the street, yes, you
yeah,
should. You should.
A woman in distress.
Yes,
and
yes.
every man is like,
I agree. I agree with you.
Right,
Yeah,
it ain't my problem.
I agree with y'all. Like, in those cases, I would say something.
But does that play a role in masculinity, though? Like, hey, the protector, provider. I guess you never answered that question. What's your definition of masculinity? I know you said that.
Protect, provide, love. I'm gonna say keep God first. It's gonna sound cliche,
No,
but yeah,
that's important.
Protect, provide, love, keep God first. Service. When I say service, I mean like servant. And like the main thing is learning, because this is the hardest part to me for a man, is keeping your ego in check.
For sure. And with all that, right, because I think men do have a lot of responsibilities. Men definitely have a lot of pressures, not even from family, but even societal pressures. So with all that, of course, that's going to take a toll on your mental health. And men are not as quick, or they're not as it's not as received for a man to be like, all right, I need a break, or like I'm emotionally breaking down.
I don't even think we need to, like, most of the time I think it's better to just deal with it, like find ways to deal with it. Because when you think about it, do people really care?
Yeah.
Yes.
I won't make a general statement, but
do people really care? Can they really fix it?
And that's the mindset a lot of men have. And so y'all keep it in, and then you're having heart attacks. Y'all are dying from heart attacks and strokes. Like,
Or they're turning
suicide rates are high amongst men in America. I think we have the highest.
You're the highest
rates.
That means that it's a problem.
It's so much.
It's a problem, but most men, I'm telling y'all, we just wear it because we feel like that's what we supposed to do.
For sure.
Right, but you got to change that narrative, because if you have to, at the end of the day, you feel like you want to kill yourself because you cannot handle it anymore. You're not willing to share that with anybody.
I think that's probably a mental health issue.
For sure. Like,
when it comes to having suicidal thoughts, I think that's when therapy is like really needed. Like, because the I'm gonna sound so like,
it's okay.
so mean when I say this, but the pressures of life are just that.
They are, but they can lead to mental health struggles.
See, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Or they over medicate themselves with alcohol, substance abuse, whatever, so they don't feel. But then how do they show up? How do they show up in life? We talk about men not showing up to be the provider. All the characteristics that you just said, they can't show up if they're struggling. For sure. But yet they don't allow anyone to help them. So what do you do in that dilemma?
I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm gonna be honest.
We brought you on the show
because
so okay.
When I struggle, I use, of course, I pray, but
that's important.
Yeah, I always think to myself, like, it's temporary. I always think to myself, like, Sean, like, you didn't probably been through something way worse than this in your life, so use that as motivation. And it's gonna sound like I'm suicidal when I say to keep going, but
no, it sounds
like it's just all, because really it's just like, I have this thing where I look at life like, man, the stuff that's happening in life is only there to detour you from what you're supposed to be doing. So,
well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been struggling and you reached out to like one of your homeboys or one of your bros, like, you know what, I'm struggling with this? Have you ever done that? I have.
So
community does matter. So you do open up. So that's nothing you do. You fellowship.
Like, maybe this is an intervention for me.
It's okay.
Possibly.
Because I'm so closed off, because I don't trust people. Like, a
lot of men say that.
Yeah, like,
a lot of men say that, yeah.
If I feel like I might tell you something, God forbid we fall out.
Let's go come back
and
out.
then you man, whoop, whoop, whoop,
But
whoop.
that transcends. That
It-
could be anybody doing
but
that. Yeah.
You're right. But so I'm just a person that I try to deal with everything on my own.
Yeah.
And it might not be healthy, you know, but I'm just being honest.
It's not like we were saying. So I had to, I'm in mental health, so I had to do some statistics. But like, it's 3 out of 4 suicides are men, and then they say 1 man dies from suicide every minute. And this is nationwide. That's crazy.
3 out of 4. That's 75%.
No, but
Yes.
one
Every
man
minute.
a minute?
Yeah. So
God.
everything
We gotta
you're
love
saying-
on our men, okay?
God.
We
gotta
gotta love on
men.
our men, but it's a lot.
Jesus.
So
What do you feel? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
was gonna say, what do you feel women can do to actually help open that space for men to feel comfortable to come to them? Because I think some of that might happen in childhood of how their mothers treated them.
Just
Ooh, she got it. Don't
No,
lose
I was
it.
gonna say
Don't
something,
lose
but I
it.
want
Go
y'all
ahead,
to
go ahead,
answer.
go ahead,
No,
go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say you're right, because like, yes, we want our men to be vulnerable, but then I'm like, some women, I don't want to say me, but some women are like, well, damn, crybaby, like, I used to be
But
like
that's what I'm saying. That's
So we want our men to be
delivered,
emotionally
men,
intelligent, but what does that look
we
like?
are supposed to just suck it up. Like we
That's
just
kinda
supposed
bad.
we were naturally built for what we going through.
All right, let me ask
That
you a question.
sounded bad. Listen, I'm very much a
I
nerd.
remember I just said you might tell somebody, but they don't really care for real. They
I know
look
you
at
ain't
you and be
crying.
like,
I know you ain't
they gonna say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I'll pray for you.
Listen,
I'm gonna stand in the gap for you." They'll give you some advice,
For sure.
but then they gonna go home and they gonna go back to whatever they going home to. And
okay,
we
let me
still
say
gotta
this.
deal with what we
Let me
gotta
say this.
deal with.
Crying is definitely okay for men. I actually think it's
Healthy.
healthy for a man to cry. I think it's sexy for a man to cry. But I'm saying, like, if I gotta see you cry every day, it's a problem. Like, I need you to see, you gotta pull yourself up by the bootstraps, because I know I'm going to. Like, it's not attractive. Like, so now
that's
I
what
gotta
I'm
wipe your
saying.
tears in mine. Like, no, I need you to lead and fix the problem,
But,
and I'm gonna still be there
yeah.
with you in the gap.
Say, bro, can't cry for 30 days.
Not 30 days straight.
30 days.
One day. No, I'm just joking. No.
On the
But
31st day is like, that's it.
No, seriously, because I tell my son it's okay to cry. I remember, like, there was a situation, I can't remember specifically, but it was with my brother, and he was, my brother was kind of like, dog, you can't be crying. I'm like, wait a minute, like, I need to correct that, because I need my son to be okay to cry. Like, it's not a sign of weakness, right?
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? So, insane.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because you have sons, right?
I have one.
One. Okay,
Yeah.
so how are you raising your son to be, like, emotionally intelligent, or to kind of carry on some of your characteristics?
And be in tune with his emotions, too.
Mhm.
Nah, I'll be like, forget your emotions, bro.
Man,
That's a
suck
sign
it
of
up.
weakness.
Suck it up. Suck it
Man,
up.
nah.
What them tears?
I say you can't cry about everything, right? It's okay to feel. I humanize it. I say it's okay to feel those emotions. At first, I was not like that. Quit crying, boy.
Yeah.
Quit crying. He 1 years old, 2 years old. I'm saying quit crying.
Like,
Cup of
damn.
milk.
I'm a baby. I'm supposed to cry. So yeah, like as I became emotionally intelligent,
That's important. Yeah.
I started displaying that to my son.
Okay.
Son, it's okay to cry, but you can't cry about everything. I don't know if this is emotional intelligence, but I always tell my son, you can pick your choices, but you can't pick your consequences.
Oh.
So
That's
always think about everything you do before you do it, because once you do it, you
Oh, I love
cannot take back what's gonna happen.
I'm taking that one.
That takes your power away. I love that.
Yeah, like you can't take back what's gonna happen after you make the choice that you make.
How old is he now?
Caleb is about to be 11.
Oh.
Yeah, I was around the same age as my
Yeah.
daughter.
Another thing too is I try to give him examples of what a man should be outside of what we see in our day to day. I explained to him, like, every black man doesn't have to be, doesn't have to be a rapper. He doesn't have to be an athlete Doesn't have to be in entertainment. You can be a doctor. You can be a lawyer. You can be an architect. You can get a trade. And am I answering your question? Because I don't like to.
No, you are.
Yeah, I don't like to go far off if I'm not staying on topic. But yeah.
Okay, so you're becoming a model, or you are a model now for your son, even though.
I try to be a model, and then I try to be as open as possible. I try to let my kids see me fail. And then within my failures, sometimes I try to explain to them like what happened.
Yeah. No,
Most of the because sometimes I could be stubborn and be like, I don't owe y'all no explanation, you know. But that's still growing.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I want my kids to see everything so they can get a full example of what life looks like, and then they can learn from the good and the bad.
Yeah. And I think when you're saying that, for me being a single mother and raising a son, right, it's completely different from raising a daughter, because I can't give him the qualities of manner and model that for him. And he has, like, my father, my brothers and stuff around, but it's different than having like a man in the household. So that's always kind of been my fear, like, am I doing the right thing for my son? And I know I can't model masculinity, right? Yeah. Besides paying the bills and whatnot, but like I can't show him what it's like to be a man.
Juice like this.
Oh, you need
we not go.
I hope it don't hit me later. Like, but this is
it
juice.
Will. It's gonna hit you later.
This is juice.
It's water. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. So next time we have you on, we'll have some straight.
Yeah, I think
Don Julio.
Yeah.
But no, that has been a fear. Yeah.
But no, go ahead.
No, but that's just my fear, is like that I haven't served him in that part of his life, and like and not saying his father's not all the way not around, but still.
I think you can be fearful, but as long as you just continue to be strong for him, I think he'll be strong as well. Like, my father died when I was 9. So it was just me, my mom. My older brother, he was 12 years older than me.
Oh, it's a big
but like, the strength quality is a good quality to take away from your mom. And that's what I learned from her. Like, I seen my mom go through a lot. So that's what I got from my mother. Would that, I'm going to ask y'all this, would that be considered a masculine trait?
Strength?
Yeah.
That's a human trait.
Yeah.
Does it give off masculine energy, though?
I think so. You talking about not physical strength, but just strength in general.
Yeah, like the characteristic of being able to be strong. Or I think that's a human trait, like you said, though.
I get that. I want to piggyback off of what Franny was saying, because I'm in the same situation. The only difference is I don't have too many men that my son can look up to. So I am his only example. What do you now? We talked already. Yeah. You gave me some tips and stuff like that. But what do you think? It's a lot of women like myself. Yeah. What advice would you give to them when they don't have hardly any
programs?
What if you were in a city with a deficit of programs? I'm being really real.
It don't necessarily have to be like sports and stuff like that, but like just find out what he's interested in.
The video games, I hate it.
And you might have to get him around some people who play video games. But I would say programs, like you said, it is a deficit. But yeah, programs, mentoring groups, circles of young men. I'm trying to think about like the stuff that I did when I was a teenager. Like, 'cause when I was in the 9th grade, they had this thing called the Polo Club at Central. And it was a youth group for young men, and they was just teaching us how to be gentlemen, teaching us about business, how to dress, stuff like that, things of that nature. And just finding him you said you don't really have the resources, but just finding him a mentor that he can connect with.
Yeah, I tried that. Actually, I recently tried that. And I'm not going to say what's going to happen so far. We had one conversation. Now, my son is 17, so he's at that.
He about to be out the crib. He about to be outside next year.
I don't know about that.
what a time we had at the Empower Me Wellness Retreat last year. It was an amazing experience for all who encountered it. It's about that time though. Let's get ready for 2025 Empower Me Wellness Retreat Daycation. Meet us, San Marcos, Texas. Registration is open September 19th. 2025's retreat will be a full day packed with wellness sessions, lunch, amazing fellowship, and lots of surprises. We strongly encourage those who plan to come to make a weekend out of it. Get your hotel room, consider a spa day, find a local walking trail, or just stay in your room, rest, and journal. Now that registration is open, grab your mother-daughter friends, grab your girlfriends, or make a solo trip and meet us there to relax, relate, and revive. Don't forget CamillaAntoine.com/retreat.
He got a mentor though. I found, but this is, and that's, so many things that came up through 12 to 17 that I was like, I need somebody, I need some help. And I actually did. I reached out to the Boys and Girls Club. I reached out to Big Brother, Big Sister program, 100 black men. Oh yeah. And at this, now I'm gonna say during this time it was like the start of COVID. So a lot of people did not respond. And then the ones that did respond would say, oh, what's his age? And I'll send it, and then I'll get nothing else coming back. So I was almost at my wit's end, like, okay, I got to do it myself.
You got a job?
Yeah, I would say he does do good. Like, my son has been working since he was 14 consistently, so he has had this job for 3 years. And that's because I'm like, you gonna work. He tried to quit one time. And I'm like, what's your plan? Well, I'm going to find a job. I said, you don't got one already? But you put your 2 weeks notice in? So how you gonna pay for, your PlayStation things that you want to do? How you gonna pay for that? Because you're gonna be real broke. And so he went and rescinded his 2 week notice. And so he's still there. He shows up. He barely misses. But
so whatever you were looking for in these programs, or like these, looking for a mentor for him, that you felt like a man had to fill that role, like what was missing in you that you felt, and then maybe not even missing in you, but missing in whatever was.
That's a good question.
I felt like it was balance. I felt like I had to do everything. I had to be the nurturer, the protector, the one that had to get on them. And so we were bumping heads a lot, and I just feel it was so contentious because I'm trying to do everything. Then I had to come back, I love you, and I'm doing this out of love. I'm doing it out of fear for your future, because you don't see what I see and you haven't went through. And it was so much rebellious. I felt like he needed an outlet from somebody where he could be like, you know what? I'm focusing on this.
We doing a podcast.
Cut me down. No, just kidding. No. I just felt like he just needed something to, our relationship was getting very, I wouldn't say contentious. I did say that before, but it was just like a lot. So maybe he needed a buffer. Maybe it wasn't me, because maybe he started to resent me.
So it wasn't anything missing. You're saying like you had it all, but it was becoming,
because he kept messing up. Mm-hmm. And so I was getting frustrated, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And you get to that point that you start questioning yourself. I don't think you're doing nothing wrong.
I think he's just a kid. He's 17. By the time he's 28,
that's a long. No,
I'm telling you, he's gonna be like, you gonna get this speech one day. Mom, I appreciate you for being on me like you were, because I understand now. Right now, he don't understand because he a kid.
Yeah,
he got that kid mindset. Like, I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to be outside. I'm trying to play the game. And my mom keep talking to me about life and having a plan. I ain't even thinking about none of that right now, Mom. I'm chilling.
I guess so. I just want to finish my question. So I think where I was going with that is like, because a lot of women think that, right? Like, you're gonna go right to like, oh, I need a man in the household. And I'm not saying that boys don't need that example. Mm-hmm. I was just saying, like,
Well, I want to say one thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Where we was at when he was 12 versus where we at now is two different places. When he was 12 and I was going through it, it actually took my therapist to let me know that he did not have the life that you had. And he actually told me that too.
Yeah, he ain't got to struggle.
He don't,
My
and that's
we
the
ain't
thing.
in the hood.
Right.
I'm in the suburbs, Mom.
He's a suburban kid
Yeah,
now.
We hood parents raising black suburban kids.
And be like,
And we
why
don't-
y'all don't got it?
Yeah, we don't.
Because they don't have to. And he actually told me that. He was like, I don't have those same motivations that you had.
Ma, I got a PS5. I got lights, gas, water. There's food in the refrigerator. I got the clothes I want. I ain't got to worry about none of that, Ma.
I know. And it's like you work so hard for them to have that.
Yeah, but you want them to have that motivation.
Yeah, to get
Yeah.
it for themselves.
Yeah,
Because, what do you think? You think I'm going to provide that forever?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess my message is like I truly, and Sean can piggyback off of this. I truly believe women can raise boys into men for sure.
For sure.
If you just got to get the right supports in
Did you
place.
say can or can't?
Can CAN capitalized. But but definitely having the right supports in place. So I don't want any women to think that like they got to stay in a situation because it's a man, because there's a difference between a man in the household and a provider. You know what I mean? Like it's just a big difference. So I never want, because I was trapped in that, right? Like I felt like I needed to have my son's father around because one, I didn't want to become a stigma, but also because I kept hearing like, he's got to be around his dad. Like you don't want to take that from him. He'll resent you. And people literally directly told me that. And so I stayed in a bad situation longer than I had to. So I think it's important for women to know, like, no, like having a 2-parent household, if it's toxic and it's DV in there and it's, exposing your child to trauma that's going to F them up later, it's not worth it.
Yeah, that's
I'll
what's
do it on my
positive.
own,
You got to
baby.
have positive
male
role models.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I agree with that. And I think that at that time, again, I would just...
I don't stay in the toxic No, I'm just playing.
For real.
I'm just playing.
I had to grow through that, though, because I stayed in some I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But, it's... Yeah, again, he's 17. He'll be 18 in like 6 months or less than... I don't know. He'll be 18 in March of next year. So, yeah, we'll see. I think that is more so... it's a fear of mine because he didn't have what successful men look like. He doesn't see that. So it's almost like where I had to pave a way with my blueprint of figuring out in so many ways he's going to have to do that for himself. And all I can do is support him through that journey because
I think that's good, though.
I can't lead him.
I think that's good that he doesn't have to struggle to find his way.
No, that's
and
true.
you be there to support him. He ain't got to go through none of that. Like, I know, like, I remember the thing for us growing up is I didn't have to do this because my mom didn't put me out when I was 18, but it was all, as soon as you turn 18, you got to get out. I think that is crazy. Like, these kids don't know nothing about life.
At all.
Like, think about all the mistakes we made in our, right after high school, all of the stuff that we had to go out and learn. Like I heard, like our brain don't fully mature until we about the age of 25.
Yeah,
especially man, they're later. Not on no
30.
yeah, I was gonna be shady, but
35.
y'all do
35. But
Well, that's all right.
yeah, we gotta give our kids grace. We gotta give our kids the grace that we didn't have, but ours is because we just had different living conditions. They got totally different living conditions. We are protecting our kids from what we went through, right? So when they get older, let's just be there to support them.
No,
As long as they ain't out here on some BS, like doing some crazy stuff, go ahead and fly. Go ahead and do your thing. I'm here. If you need some help, call. You do anything stupid, call. I'm cussing you out, but you got my support.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's more so just the motivation to want to do something with us. Like when we know that, hey, what happens after high school? What's your plan? And to me, that is important. I feel like when you in certain circles, they kids already got it together. Like, oh, they're going to this school, da 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 da. They're gonna major in this. It's already planned for them. Like I'm gonna say this. I don't know if they can watch it or not, but anyway. So my boss, he was talking about his daughter. He's in finance. She's in finance. This is her first year of college. You know where she's at? Doing an internship this year. She never went home. Made sure she had an internship, preparing her future for success.
Do you feel like that comparison though is robbing you
Ooh.
of your joy for your son?
No, I don't think it's robbing me. It's making me feel like make sure he's prepared for life.
Okay, cause like you don't want to like, in my like, I think you should just let him be, Shayna. Just give him some time.
You told me 2 weeks. I'm working on the 2 weeks. Let's start with that.
Like, cause like, just it don't sound like he a bad kid.
No,
from
he's
what I'm
not a
hearing.
bad kid in the general sense of being a bad kid.
It's just he ain't got it. He don't know what he want to do, and my nephew, Josh, he's in the 12th grade.
Yeah, they the
this
same
year.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He don't know what he want. He say he want to be a plumber, but like I think that's just the consensus right now. I felt like I knew what I wanted to do at 18, but like I ain't have it all together. Like,
Yeah.
but I get what you're saying. As far as the Mamba mentality, the mindset needs to be there. You feel like he should be being groomed into accounting.
Well, he ain't gonna be a accountant, but
Finance.
And
I
I
get it.
think-
I get it.
Which
I
is-
get it. I totally get it. I get it.
this
And
this
the
is where
mama-
I don't want it to go that deep as saying, hey, he need to have his career all figured out. But this is my thing. If you say you want something, but you
do
don't
it.
have the work ethic for it, don't appease me by just saying it.
Yep.
If you want to go to college, but you want to get all bad grades, not apply for the scholarships, not take anything serious, then what?
Yeah, I totally agree with you with that. Like, cause my son say he want to go to the NBA. I'm like, bro, well, you need to be practicing every day.
Yeah.
Don't just tell me you want to go and you're not putting the work in. So I agree.
Yeah, you said something important, the mama mentality. I think mama mentality versus daddy mentality is different. I think, like
Let
you
'em
said, men
be.
are simple. Yeah, just let him be. Let him do
Let
his
him
thing.
do it.
I was
So,
saying
I
figured it
Mamba,
out.
like Kobe, Mamba.
Oh, mama.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Well, the maybe
I wasn't slighting y'all.
It might be the mama
But
too.
there is a
Right,
big
right.
difference, mama versus papa mentality. But I'm gonna reel it back to masculinity.
Yeah,
because
we
that's
did
what-
go out.
Yeah,
I was
'cause
like,
that's
I got
what-
more to
yeah.
go on that one.
And we're about to wrap it up anyway, but I do definitely want to touch again back on like the mental health and like what your advice would be to men, because I think, and I know you said you're not like the best person to ask about it because you really haven't been in that position, but I think we should like leave a gem for like our men, especially because now I think, I know Aunt Charlamagne the God's a big advocate of mental health. It's a lot, we're trying to make more spaces for men to be vulnerable and feel okay to access services. So I don't know, what would you say to
I would say find something you like doing. Have a space where you can just be by yourself. You know how most people have a man cave,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I guess I've been lying then because I've been spending a lot of time with my friends. Like going out, we probably go play basketball, go to the bar or something.
church?
Yeah.
Community.
Community is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Okay.
Community is making sure you have a community around you, I would say, to support you, even though they probably don't even know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? Like, you could be going through hell, but once you get around your homies, like, for just those moments in time, none of that matters.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's like your friends can fill your cup.
Yeah. So I would say community is a big. I guess y'all what is it? Y'all giving me therapy right now.
It's all right.
Community is a
We'll
big
give you a
thing for me.
discount.
Yeah,
Community
I get
is a
that.
thing.
Especially if you're not ready to like dive into, talk about your childhood trauma or get a therapist. But I think that's a big start.
I went to therapy.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay,
I went like
that's past tense, so you're not
yeah,
currently.
2019, 2020.
Okay, because something happened or because you felt like you needed.
I felt like I needed to go.
Oh, okay, but
Yeah.
now you're good. You don't think
What
life
my
is good?
sessions was like, they ended, they were good, but like when you said, man, this would be a whole new podcast. I started looking at my past traumas. I feel like most of the stuff stems from your childhood.
For sure.
So I went and just really did some self-reflection. Like, Sean, why do you think the way you think? Why do you act the way that you act? And I just went back and I started looking at stuff that happened to me when I was a kid. And then as I started pulling back the layers, I don't know if y'all like to fast.
I do.
I started fasting. And while I was fasting, I'm like God, like these are things in my life that I want to get rid of, I want to deal with. And as I started doing the self-reflection, that's how I got past them. So that's the mental health gym right there for me. That's what worked
I
for
love
me.
that.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I think self-reflection is like one of the biggest pieces.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're struggling with it, find a therapist, find your community, find space where you have a man cave. What else was the other one?
Yeah. Man cave, community, spirituality, and self-reflection. Like self-reflection is key. And really just, I'm going to start rambling, but I'm going to just leave it with this. The ego. Like, one of the things that holds a man back is pride. That's ego. Once you can get past,
about to do a praise dance.
Yeah, once you can get past your ego, if you dealing with anything, then that's when your life will, or in my case, that's when I started to see real change.
Yeah, and mental health is just as important as physical health. So you can't be strong for all these people you're trying to lead and provide for.
Yeah.
If like this ain't right, if your emotions aren't right, if you can't regulate, like you can't do that. Like you gotta take care of the inner stuff before you can be like a provider, a leader. Like you have to. If you were sick with a cold, you can't get up and go to work and provide for your family. It's gonna hold you back. So. I just really want to encourage, I'm going to piggyback off of everything we've been saying. I really want to encourage everyone, man out there, to love on yourself.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. I know, like, for me, like, if I'm down, like, if I ain't got my hair cut or something, this helps me. Like,
that haircut is very important.
you go get a cut.
Feeling good.
You gonna feel like you want to go to Walmart.
You know what? It ain't that bad.
I'm going to life ain't so bad. I'm going to Walmart.
Man,
going to Walmart.
Haircut is key.
Let me stop at the grocery store.
You just out.
Yeah,
just out running errands. Got things to do.
Yeah.
So I feel like this was a really good conversation. I really hope that people can walk away with some gems and just motivated to try something different. Life is short, right? Like you can wake up. There's so many therapy websites or websites that you can find therapists on. I've had some men that I know do male therapists or female therapists. So whatever you feel comfortable with. And the important thing is don't lie to your therapist because you're paying to be there. So it's like, that's the one person you shouldn't lie to and you got to be vulnerable with. But again, men have the highest rate of suicide. So we really want our men to feel loved. And as women, for sure, we want to support men in their mental health journey. And so that's all. That's all from Franny on MTV. But
hey.
Only thing I would add to that, because I concur everything you said, is I could say black men. There's a black men therapy just as well as a black women therapy, better health, and just really dive into your community. I think men need fellowship and the right type of fellowship.
Yeah.
Don't be around people that enable your bad behavior. Accountability is important.
And okay, I know we're ending, but I have to say the one thing, because I went to an event yesterday. The crazy thing is, I feel like men can do community easier than women. Women are cliquey. Like I feel like men can go and just like be what up, bro, and just
that's it. That's what you said. Everybody, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so like dive in, use your community. Don't just be there to be there. Be
your superpower.
Yeah. So I just had to say that because that was on my mind. But anyway, so we thank everybody for listening today. Hopefully Sean will come back for some more topics.
Yeah. This was dope. Like, I'm glad and thankful to be here. Like, I feel like
thankful for you being
we had a
here.
dope conversation.
And his glass is empty, so he had a good time.
Definitely.
But you can catch us on TAN TV Monday nights, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Until next time.